Hello. We got somebody. I took a chance today. I figured I'd do my first live stream and see if anybody showed up. Hello, Carlene. Hey, Timothy Wheaton, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. I know I'm competing. It's Sunday night, and there are several folks doing a stream right now. I decided to do this on a whim. Can everybody hear me okay? Is everybody able to hear me okay? Just want to make sure the audio is working. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Timothy. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I am in Western North Carolina, but today I am in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So, and actually, if you guys want to take a look, hopefully I didn't move it too quick. That's a little bit of the ocean there. So anyway, and I apologize for the hair, just got out of the beach, and we're about to head to dinner, and yeah, just having a nice time. So I just wanted to see if anybody was around, do a first live stream, and chat with some of the Mr. Mountain Man community here. And I'll be having some more content coming out after a while with some here from Myrtle Beach. I'll have a couple of videos coming out, and of course, get back to Western North Carolina. There'll be a whole bunch of, continue to do stuff there as well, in Gatlinburg. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Doing well? Even though there's a restriction on this, it says, you can't do it from mobile. I'm using my Bearing the Heat. Yeah, it's definitely, we're in the thick of summer. I tell you, here in South Carolina, there's been a bunch of rain. And today was the first day that it actually was pretty sunny. And so we got real fortunate being able to enjoy the beach. But even yesterday and the couple days before, it was raining, but we made the best of it. We went out there, had a good time, so it's been nice. But yeah, of course, South Carolina here in Myrtle, they have some of the best seafood around. When I'm back home in Western North Carolina, there is, of course you can get seafood, but it's not, I'd say, as fresh and as popular as it is here in Myrtle Beach. So it's nice to, get some of that food when we're here and try out something a little bit different. So we hit some of the seafood buffets, and tonight, actually, I like the buffets. It's kind of funny because you can overdo it pretty easily if you don't control yourself. But there's so much good stuff to eat, so I like it. Hey, Chris, about T-shirts, man, just thinking about you. How you doing? Good to see you. I was a little presumptuous here. I did my first live stream today. I figured the view from Myrtle Beach would be pretty cool. And I knew I might be competing. I think I saw Big Joe Maliar streaming, and of course, Yankee in the South is coming up. So I figured I'm like the opening band, So there's other folks doing it. Yes. Yesterday was my birthday. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else in the chat here knows Chris about T-shirts. If you haven't checked out his channel, definite must. Chris is awesome. Met him as well through the Yitz community. Appreciate it, Carlene. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Had a good birthday, even though it was rainy. It was rainy and misty. We still had a good time. And hello, Lowly D. I know who that is. So And so it looks like Timothy, we vacationed in Hendersonville this year. Absolutely loved it. We even went to Binions. Yeah, if you saw the Binions review, great food. Fly fish a lot around Henderson and Asheville. Love North Carolina. North Carolina is beautiful. I mean, such a diverse state. You know, you've got the coast. I've actually never been to the Outer Banks. I have some family members that have been there and they like it. But you got the coast on the one side, even the middle. I mean, even though it's not high tourism as far as living, like the Triangle Park in Raleigh-Durham, and then Charlotte. I lived in Charlotte for several years and really enjoyed it. That's if you're going to live in like a city, like a larger city, that's a nicer one. It's more modern and clean, very nice. And then, of course, you get to Western North Carolina, and a lot of this community here already knows what that's like. It's just a plethora of things to do. High tourism, everything. If you kind of go the span of the year in Western North Carolina, you go from the snow season and skiing if you start in January, and then when you get into springtime, things become to start in bloom. You could go to either side of the mountains, either East Tennessee or Western North Carolina. Summer just brings a real beauty to the mountains with the green when everything's, I really like the mountains. I have some of the best pictures I have is when everything is, all the leaves have bloomed and it's just in the deep of summer. Thinking about like if you go over to Gatlinburg and look at like Mount LeConte, or if you're in Western North Carolina at Mount Pisgah, just some beautiful summertime. And then fall, they have the leaf peeper season. That's all the folks that come down to the mountains to see the leaves change. That's huge tourism. In fact, if you look at the hotel prices, even for like a Hampton or something, just a roadside hotel, they can be over $300 a night in October in Western North Carolina. It gets really expensive, but it's a desirable time. If you ever see those puzzles like at Walmart with the mountains with all the color leaves, it can really get awesome that time of the year. And then all the way through Christmas, snow is hit or miss in the mountains. We still are the South, so we have a temperate, kind of mild winter. And so sometimes it can be warm, like in January, we get a lot of days of highs in like the 50s and lows in the 20s. But when the rain and the moisture comes through, it heats up. So we don't always get snow, but we got dumped on last year and we had a real good time. So that was pretty cool. So what else is going on with everybody? How's everybody doing this Sunday? Pretty good? Yeah. Yeah, we'll be heading back. Is the color about the same time of year in Carolinas as in Eastern? And I'm saying Timothy. I don't know if it's Tim or Timothy, but that's a great question about is the color the same? So what I've learned, and this is from people that know more than I do, is that there's a lot of science behind the leaf peeper season. Like the cool temps at night in like September are really important to get that contrast in colors. And it definitely depends on how long the summer lasts. And it seems these days that summer's lasting longer and winter's starting later. So last year, I think peak colors were late October, early November. And I would say overall that I would think and Timothy, a lot of it depends on elevation. The whole greater Asheville area is around 2,000 when you talk about the valley. But if you look at like Gatlinburg and the valley and Pigeon Forge are like at 900 feet. So it's a little lower. It could be warmer there sometimes. But then you go up to 3, 4, 5, 6,000 feet, even the top of, our whole area. You can get differences because they don't, you can knock off 20, 25 degrees going way up there. So the time that the leaves change can be different based on the elevation. But I'd say overall, your October, beginning of November is pretty typical for that leaf change. Great time of the year. We used to live in Florida, and I grew up in the Midwest, and I have to say that there's some things I took for granted when I was growing up, like leaves changing and seasons changing. You don't know you miss that till you don't have it anymore. And there's one season called hot. That's what Florida is. And so it works for some folks, but for others, it's, it gets a little monotonous. It's nice to have the change in season. So I'll give another view for those folks that came in later of the beach. Let me see. I hope it focuses. There we go. So I got a pretty nice view right there. Yeah, yeah, you're jealous, Chris. Well, you went to. If you haven't, I'm sure you guys have all seen Chris's videos from Destin. Destin's a terrific beach on the Gulf Coast in Florida. Hello, Pamela. Thanks for joining. And when we lived in Florida, we didn't go to all beaches. We were on the Atlantic coast in the Daytona area, and I would say of the ones that we went to, the Gulf Coast beaches tended to be the nicer ones. We went, what was it down there? Bonita Beach or Bonita Springs. That's Fort Myers, and that's a great area. And then Destin. Destin, I never remember growing up people talking about Destin, but since I've moved to the Southeast, a lot of folks talk about Destin going to Florida. And I'll actually be there next month for a couple of days. I'm not sure if I'll make any videos there. I'm there for work, but there are plenty between Yankee in the South and Chris About T-shirts. They did a tremendous job when they were down there. So yeah. Again, I know a little bit taking a chance with my community, having the live chat today, but I wanted to do it from Myrtle to say hello to a few of you folks out there. And I know Yitz will be starting up soon, so I'll probably close this out and be a pretty short one today because I know we only got a couple folks in the chat here. So does anybody else have any questions? I will be doing more of these. I certainly will do more live streams from back in Western North Carolina. And thank you, Carlene. Appreciate it very much. And to everybody who joined today for my first live stream. And I'm glad that I got it working and I can kind of halfway see myself in the camera. Yeah. No, this is cool. I always like seeing channels where you go back to their first live stream. For example, like Yankee in the South, theirs was, they couldn't get it figured out, so their first live stream was vertical. I thought it was awesome. I think I went to Chris's too. Chris, I definitely went to your first video, Chris. Chris, we were watching a few of your videos from the room here. I plugged the Surface into the TV through HDMI. I do that a lot when we travel. And we were just watching YouTube, so we were watching some of your stuff. And so I like to go back and watch folks like when they did it first. So, oh yeah. Hey, Kentucky girl, see what your channel is going to be about. Yeah. So, to kind of go through that, what the channel will be about. The channel is definitely going to have a lot of content from Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, the mountains. There's just so much to see up there. I just happened to be on vacation in Myrtle Beach, so I thought it'd be fun to do the first live stream for this Mr. Mountain Man community to say hello and see what everybody's up to on this Sunday evening before we go out to eat. And it'll be doing some just fun things. Blue Ridge Parkway, going on some adventures. I have a motorcycle, so I'll probably take some trips up into the mountains, take y'all along with me, and do some videos. And mountains, hiking, travel, food, fun stuff, things that I think that people will enjoy, and just capturing all of that. I hope you guys enjoy it, and always feel free to leave comments about anything you like or post here in the live stream about how you all feel about it. So yeah, excited too. This is definitely just a hobby. I know some folks aspire to for certain goals on YouTube. My single goal is to have fun. Really, I really mean that, and come back to this. if you guys enjoy what I do and making nice memories for myself and, and when I'm out and about and meeting good folks, that's what really excites me. I have met some tremendous and really nice people so far. That has just made my day. It's really cool to meet some new and make some new friends that have a common interest that I do, in the mountains and travel and just having a good time. And so, Biltmore, yes. So, and Marvin said, I love Blue Ridge Mountains, especially Boone and Blowing Rock. Those are some great areas. I want to go up there as well. There's even a place called Little Switzerland, I believe, that's up in that area too. There's just Grandfather Mountains up that way. So you're talking about going east. I'm definitely going to be checking that out. And Kentucky Girl said, I'm interested in the Biltmore. Is that in your neighborhood? Yeah, the Biltmore is definitely in my neighborhood. I've heard some rumors they don't allow like recording, but my thought on that always is people, when I went there before, we were always taking pictures and everything. I mean, if I'm not making like a big old scene and do some video, I could even record over and dub it later. I don't know, not trying to do anything nefarious, just bring some insight to the Biltmore to you all. That'd be pretty fun. The grounds are massive, and we need to get there in the summer because we have season passes and we haven't been back. So like the grounds, like in the winter we went, it was really cold. You just want to go in the house and get out. But in the summer, there's a whole bunch of area to like, you can walk, ride your bicycle. I just want to do some exploring there. So, yeah. Well, hey guys, I got to get running because it's dinner time. And I'll check in one last comment here. Went to Lake Lure, beautiful. Yeah, and a lot of movies made around that area. So you got Dirty Dancing. Oh, Didda. Hello, Didda. We know Didda too. Yeah, I will, Chris. Absolutely tell the family hello. And we got a special hello to Didda. And Timothy Wheaton was mentioned about the movies. You got Dirty Dancing was made over there. I mentioned in my video, Last of the Mohicans was made part of it at Chimney Rock. There's a few others. Yes, and Eat Seafood for You. Carlene, I got I'll have a review coming out of one of the seafood buffets here that was A+. It's just going to take a little while to edit some of this stuff when I get back. Again, because I do this in between the cracks. So I'll get that out. We went to a couple nice places. Definitely got our fix of seafood. Boy, did I go through some crab legs. I put a hurting on those places. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So I'm going to take off. I want to say thank you to everybody that came to this first live stream. This one will be in the books. People can go back and say, hey, look at that guy. First live stream with his wild hair coming from the beach over there. And I appreciate it, Timothy. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for everybody that joined. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. We'll do these more regularly, and we're going to have a good time. So everybody, good night, and we'll talk later, all right? Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.